Hello, friends of the nature and of this wonderful planet. This is another production for a video for appropriate technologies for the world community. I want to present more sustainable solutions and also some ideas how you can generate income. We have seen in the first video that the energy is one of the most serious problems we have at the moment on this planet. Also, we have seen that solar is a good option for to face this problem, and this is a solar system. Let's say a system which is running independent, or it can also be connected to the grid. It can be in remote areas with battery. So if there is no power, this is a power supply in case of power failure. And also if there is a grid, it can supply energy by this inverter to the public grid. If you have energy in excess, if the batteries are full, this is able to supply the public grid. And the reverse, if the batteries is empty, this for sure will supply the house with the necessary energy. These batteries, which are equipped in this project, it had been OPZS batteries, OPZS, which have a very long lifetime, about 12 to 15 years. Yeah, these batteries, they are lead batteries, and still a little bit more cheap, like the lithium versions. We have different versions of solar panels, like a flexible one in here, or different technologies. And also there are ways to adjust the position, to check the sun. Yeah. By the way, the prices for the solar panels are decreased so much that it's not used so often anymore. Yeah, but you can have your specific solar panel depending from your configuration, from your roof and whatever from the market. This is a combination from photovoltaic, from solar energy and agriculture. It can be on the same area, the same, you can produce energy and you can have your agriculture at the same time. And even some fruits like some vegetable, potatoes, hops, like lettuce thrive is growing even better if it's below a solar system. This is a solar water pump, very useful because when there is a lot of sun, you can store the water in this tank. It's like a battery. The energy is stored in here, and in the evening or in the night, when the best time for irrigation, or if you need the water in the house, you can tap this water. And this is one configuration with standard components, with a standard pump, with a standard inverter you can get everywhere, and a solar battery, but you need a small controller to let the pump run only in the night or when it's necessary, and stop it when the tank is empty. The solar panel charge controller you need to protect the battery, or you have a combined system, for example Grundfos SQ Flex solar, to connect these solar panels by electronic directly to the pump without battery, and this one also works very well. Very good system. There are some more solar pumps available on the market, like Aqua Marathon, for example, and also you can have one by wind energy to pump the water by wind energy, also works quite well. Small scale hydropower, if there is a river, a small river, there can also be small scale units for to get energy from by hydropower by these systems. A gravitation water vortex plant is very interesting. It's also a small hydropower plant. It looks like that. This is with the engines. Here we see the rotator with the generator here in this box. And it's a very genius construction. The fish, they can pass by this in this way. They can go through it without harming the fish. and the design, the construction design is available by this company. They can support how to build this in any country with the local material. You don't need to import anything. You can make all this local material. Okay, storing the energy is also, it's not really a problem. There are many ways. In the first part of the video I showed already different batteries. This is another one. It's called the Edison battery. It's good features. No short circuit problem, no fire dangerous, very effective hydrogen producer, environmental friendly, very fast rechargeable. And USA is selling this kind of battery, Edison battery, which is really a good battery. But we have many more storage technologies in the nature. For example, urine battery, yeah, it works. Chlorophyll battery, okay, this is small scale, but at least we have seen that it's also possible to store energy in this way. Microbial fuel cell, and this is interesting because it also can convert waste water to energy. Yeah, it's working. Then also some fruits, durian fruits, or the bamboo, or the coconut shells can also used. Part of it can be used to make energy storage, to use it for energy storage. There's a bio battery from Sony. They made a bio battery. Here's a process how it works. So there's a lot of fantasy of the people what all is able to store energy. One more. Here we see a list from all the batteries which are possible. So you see it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Magnesium, copper, magnesium, magnetic, metal fluoride, nickel, hydrogen, polysulfide. So there are many ways to store electrical energy. One more is here. It's called the ABS thermal battery. It can deliver high currents of 240 amperes in short 180 seconds, or few current for a long time. Also very interesting. This is a simple system for replacing the generator, the diesel generator for the energy in case there is no power. Storing the energy in batteries. This is a standard truck battery, and taking the energy. This device can do both directions. Charging the batteries when there is energy and discharge when there is no energy. It's like a UPS, open UPS. We can say it's an open UPS. Here is a system for villages, for complete villages. If there is no power supply, this configuration can be used to ensure that there is electricity available. Yeah, by Sunny Island, connected to batteries, solar panels, connected to the grid by the Sunny Boy or the Windy Boy for a wind turbine. And this is bigger size for complete villages to build up electricity in remote areas when there is no energy available. We have to always think that the transmission losses of the electrical energy is about 10%. We lose 10% for large distance. It's a lot of energy which is lost by the distributing of the energy. This is a standard for some solar plants to get connected directly to the grid by this inverter. Yeah, system without battery. They have this inverter, and this inverter ensures that it's supplying the public grid, and it stops when there is the public grid is not switched on. If it's off, then also this for sure this inverter is switched off for security reasons. Wind generator, also do it yourself. You can make it by yourself. There are some plans how to make it, but also on the market there are wind generators available. Small scale, a big scale, also a very good solution. Because solar and wind, they have their peak at different times. So if there is no sun, often there is wind, and if there is no wind, then often there is sun. So these two options are quite interesting for sustainable energy solutions. Geothermal power It's also interesting in some locations like Northeast Island, but it's not compatible to all areas. It's critical if you go somewhere down in the soil. In some areas, they get a earthquake after that, a small earthquake, or yeah, it must be an intense investigation whether this location it's compatible to geothermal power. What is using a lot of energy is a is a deep freezer and the fridge, and therefore if you have solar, you should also think about power management, about which devices is using a lot of energy, and there are solar fridges available, for example the solar chill, the sun freezer, and there is one system running completely out of electricity with zeolite by a parabolic collector. So also this is available for cooling medicine or whatever is necessary for cooling. Sometimes it's just water which is necessary to cool, but you can do this in this way. This a little bit of water is coming out here and it will stay on for 14 degrees. So also this simple system is possible for having cold water for drinking. The next topic are solar thermal systems for hot water. Here we can see three systems with a flat collector, vacuum collector with tubes evacuated, and a natural circulation system without a pump. Also in this one, a pump is not necessary. This one gets temperatures for up to 150 degrees, very high temperatures. This maximum is 100. There is a protection, but let's say all systems are perfect almost, and they are running very well. This could sometimes lose a vacuum. Sometimes it happens when when this is not done properly. But all systems produce really a good output for hot water. The hot water can be used in many ways for the shower, we know, also for cooking, for laundry, washing the clothes, and for making drinking water because it's pasteurized, it's above the pasteurizing temperature. That means if it's cooled down, if it's hot, it doesn't taste well, but if it's cooled down, then you can use it for making tea or whatever. This is a solar cooker for preparing food in this box type. Normally it's just one mirror. This is a little bit high performance with 4 mirror. One is enough. You can make your bread, your rice, whatever you want. Also, you can pasteurize water like it's done in here. And you don't need to take care of it. It's going by itself, yeah. Compared to the other type with the parabolic system, this every 50 minutes it must be adjusted to the sun position, and the temperature is more high. It's 550 degrees in here, the same like open fire almost. So you can also make fish and French fries and so on, which is not possible in this type of solar cooker. Anyway, the projects are not that easy because you can use it only if there is open sun. You can use it only at noon, not at night. So the acceptance is not always perfect. Yeah. A biogas system, it's very much used in India. They make a lot of biogas. They are building a lot of biogas system. This biogas from the excrements of the animals, maybe of human, yeah, an organic material is fermented in here, and the output is a gas, a biogas, which can be used for lights, for direct with gas lamps. It's possible with gas lamps, but also electricity by generator, which also makes lights and whatever you need. But it also can be used for a water boiler, for hot water, for gas, for making the food, preparing the food. So it can be used in many ways, these biogas. For using the generator, you need a specific generator which is existing, and also needs a little bit cleaning of this gas. These are the systems from India. There needs a small modification on this gas cookers to run with biogas system, but you can make it by yourself. In here, it's not so complicated. There are plans in the internet how you can make your own biogas system. This was 414 in India, a new one. This is a device, a unit I like very much. It's a solar dryer for drying food, fish, meat, herbal, medical plants, mushrooms, coffee, whatever you need to dry. You can make it excellent in this solar dryer. Yeah, the construction is very simple. You can do it in 2-3 days. The cost is maybe $100. Yeah, and you can make it with local material. Yeah? And you need a small solar panel, not mandatory. You can also make it with a transformer, but there is a small regulation. If you have a solar panel 12 to 15 watt, you have a better quality, a better output. And this food, what you get, is really of a very high quality, very delicious. And this is a 2-meter family size, more or less for families. Half of this tunnel dryer is black, cannot be used. The other one is for the product. You're cooling, you're drying from both sides, and these are professional sizes with 60-meter, 60-meter long, for bulk products for selling on the market. This is a good device for startups, for income generation, because you're producing a good food. You don't invest a lot of money, yeah, and dried food is delicious. People like it for muesli and so on, and there's a lot of aspects I will show later on. Here you see the traditional drying. It's not a new technology. It's used since a long time, but the quality is poor, and this is a new system with a solar dryer, solar tunnel dryer, always other systems existing as well. We can see here with the tunnel dryer, you finish in 3.5 days. The drying from both sides. With open air drying, it's with sun drying, it's about 5 to 6 days. Yeah, and we see the quality is much better. There are a lot of arguments for the solar dryer. The food is nutritious, it's tasty. The flavor of the food is only minimal affected. Vitamin A is retained. Storage space is minimal. Transportation cost is very reduced. Dried products, they weight only 1/6 of the fresh food. The energy input is less because they take it from the sun. What is needed to freeze or to can. It's very easy to prepare. It's a simple skill, solar drying. You can have longer storage of the dried products. For example, the mango, when the mango season is finished, you have no income anymore. With this one, you have a longer income by selling the dried products. You can have up to 50% more productivity in the agriculture because they're using also things which normally you don't use anymore because the market is not good and whatever. For diabetics, dried fruit is also very good. It can be used in stews, in soups, in casseroles, in snacks, and so on. There are many ways how you can use this dried food. Here is more alternative technology. You can find more about plants, how to build it, how to use it, and so on. There's a lot of information in here and in the internet. Okay, plant oil. If you're able to make your plant oil from coconut or whatever, this is a plant oil cooker to cook with this plant oil instead of using wood. If you are using wood, then at least make a small construction like this one to not really open fire, to save a lot of this wood. 70% you can save because the wood is very precious. We need it. Everybody needs it in the future. That we have a wood, that we have trees, and not cutting all the trees. That's not good for everybody. After you make the rice, you can also put it in an isolation box. It's not necessary to keep it on the gas or on the open fire. If the isolation box like here, you leave it for half an hour, then it's also finished and you save energy. Okay, the nature teaches us that the best way is a circular system. Yeah, when we have a small house or a bigger house, never mind, we can reuse the water from the washing machine, from the shower. Yeah, maybe not from the toilet, but this is a device for grey water reuse. We have to think that the water is only an agent to transport the washing agent. It's only a medium for transporting. Yeah, and then you can recover the medium for transporting and wash again in the washing machine and so on. So grey water reuse saves a lot of water and makes you independent. This one is a solar air conditioner combination from a solar thermal system with with the air condition. They need a lot of energy, and air conditioners need really 3 kilowatt and maybe more for cooling. And with this combination, you save up to 70% of the energy. You can get this in China, these combinations. This is an adsorption chiller. It's also for air conditions, which is using very few energy, 500 watt, only 500 watts for cooling huge buildings. The initial cost is more high. The system is really is genius, it's brilliant, but the investment cost is more high. But at the end, you are saving a lot of energy. What we can learn of the nature. The nature is a circular system, as I told you. So the rubbish has value. It's not useless. We can use the rubbish, for example, this plastic, shredding it, for example, making a wall, making a house with bottles, with old bottles. This house is built up from bottles, or simply to burn it with this incinerator. Yeah, this incinerator you see here is a fan. It's really burning a lot. I've seen it, and this is energy. And this energy you can also use the fire, for example, to run a Stirling motor. The Stirling motor is running on open fire, so somehow you can make a construction to burn the plastic and make energy from it. But don't forget about the smoke. Some smoke is toxic, especially from plastic. So there you need to investigate how you can avoid that people are harmed from the smoke. But incinerating is a good way for removing waste and also for getting energy, which you can sell. Finance is a topic for all these projects. You need some finance or maybe not. There is microcredits. Get microcredits, good organizations. Also China, they have a development bank. You can apply for sponsoring. Also the World Bank and other organizations are willing to support good solutions. Thank you for now. This was not so long, this presentation, but it will be a little bit longer because I want to show you a little bit of the next presentation. I want to prepare for you. Let me go here. The next presentation is about agricultural solutions. Advanced, so this is add-on, advanced agricultural and fishing technologies. And I want to introduce, I want to start a little bit with the actual situation of the soil, which is very bad. Yeah, and it needs to be, we need to change this. Yeah, we need to change this. And how we can do that? That's not that easy. We already destroyed 30% of our precious soil. 18 centimeter of humus is our resource, our most precious resource, because we live from it. All life is coming from that. And there is something, this is 80 centimeter humus generates all life on this planet. It's the most precious resource we have, and we are destroying at the moment, for example, by biofuel, yeah, which is really not necessary. We have enough energy, yeah. And one way to, let's say, recover the soil is biochar or terra preta. It's a very genius, let's say, impulse from Indios. It's quite old that mankind discovered. If you mix the soil with biochar, with charcoal, yeah, this is charcoal, yeah, and we get a very good output for a long time without fertilizers, without using fertilizers. Yeah, it's improving the quality of the soil a lot, a lot. Here is the comparison without this terra preta, or sorry, without this biochar, and how to produce this biochar. This is also something for startups. It's also something people can do, producing good soil and selling it. Here is a way how it can be produced in this device, in this unit calling Contiki. Contiki. If you go on the internet, you look for Contiki, you find description how this can be done and how it can be used for making excellent soil, which which ensures a long time good production, good output. Another thing is, which is really interesting, is industrial hemp. Industrial hemp. Yeah, people say, "Oh yeah, that's marijuana. That's marijuana." No, no, that's not correct. Yeah, the hemp. There is different kind of hemps. Yeah, and one of this hemp you can make marijuana, the drug, but the other one you cannot. The industrial hemp, this sort, it's not possible to smoke it or to use it as a drug. So we see something is wrong. Why it is prohibited? All hemp, the one which you can make drugs, but also the industrial hemp is also prohibited. So it's not because of the drug, it's because of competition. Most probably, because this hemp can be used excellent for making paper, for making plastics, for making medicine, and for many more. Yeah. So it's time now to understand that this was not fair to prohibit all hemp, even the industrial hemp, which is not dangerous for human, yeah, because you cannot use it as a drug. Okay, what aspects we do have with cultivating hemp? Numerous useful natural products can be made from hemp. I show you later on. Hemp is an excellent medical plant. Most important, hemp is number one in facing climate change by planting fast-growing bushes. Yeah, the CO2 problem or the climate change is the big problem for our planet, and this is number one to change it. If you plant a lot of hemp, we will have organic material which is CO2. Yeah, it's a binded CO2 in a good way. Yeah, so it's a win-win situation. It's a win for the climate change, that we are going the right direction, and also we can sell it for making products. We can the other aspect is to legalize the hemp where you can make it the drug, the marijuana. Yeah, because it's let's say it's a better drug than alcohol. Alcohol is killing the people. The hemp is not killing the people. Yeah, and people are taking drugs, and if the government is controlling the drugs, like in Holland, like in many other countries, it's done already. They do it. They don't regret it. Then there is less crime. The victims, there are less victims of the drugs because the state can control it. And there is an income, tax income for the government from this hemp. And with this one, you can sponsor these projects, bringing people back to the countryside by generating more profit per hectare. If it's legalized, if the people can plant, they are generating a good profit at the moment. Yeah, so it's attractive to go back in the countryside to cultivate hemp. Yeah, to stay there and to release the people from the cities. Yeah. This is all the products which can be done from hemp. You see textiles, technical textiles, industrial products, agrofiber, paper, building materials, foods, technical products, oil, for example, for motors, for engines, soap, shampoo, seed cake, hemp oil. It's amazing. It's really amazing what all can be done from hemp. It's amazing. There is a long list for arguments for hemp, and there are some against. Yeah, for sure, there are some arguments against hemp, but I want shortly go to this list and then we finish. Yeah? Hemp can be grown on large scale on nutrition poor soil. If the soil is not good, the hemp will grow. Soil have been leached out and poisoned can be made usable and fertile again with hemp. That means if the soil is not in a good quality, it can improved by cultivating hemp on the longer time. It can be cultivated with very small amounts of water. For hemp, little chemistry is necessary. It can be cultivated without fertilizer. That makes it also cheap to cultivate it. Hemp can also save our shrinking forest by eliminating the need to use it for paper. It can be harvested 2-3 times a year. Hemp is a fine paper, stronger and lasts longer. Hemp is a valuable raw material for everything. It finances itself through it. It's excellent for creating jobs. It could be cultivated on temporary unused areas. In order to avoid various problems by plastic, hemp is a good substitute for that. It can be used for making bags or whatever. For clothing, hemp can be grown with little water. Hemp fabrics can be produced without the use of toxic chemicals. Hemp cultivation is profitable. The yield of hemp can be between $20,000 and $30,000 per hectare. That's a lot of money, which is at the moment can be get from cultivating hemp. So it could be a self-financing solution. Hemp can also be used to make building materials. Hemp can reduce dependence on petrochemicals for fuels. Hemp can create value in the country by producing many products that are possible with hemp. This also can be exported. The rural exodus could perhaps be reversed, that the people go back on the countryside. Tiny houses can create the space for the people to live. Okay, and the internet, you can share the information in the internet how to grow it. So it's easy. It's easy to learn it how to cultivate the hemp. The price is high. Who is coming first will make the most profit. Who is coming too late, the life will punish. Okay, that's about the hemp. Later on, I will make another presentation about agriculture and more topics. Thank you for now watching this. I hope I give you some impulses. You can write your comments below this video, and I'm happy that you are interested in good solutions for our beloved planet Earth. Thank you and bye-bye.